anyị na Chineke nna nke pụrụ ihe niile. Onye ọ bụ naanị ya na-azọpụta. Onye ọ bụ naanị ya bụ okwu ya niile bụ ihe na amen. Anyị wee na-asị ezi ebube dị ngọzi na n'ụtụtụ na ịja mma na nsọpụrụ site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi. Ise, ise, ise.
Welcome, my amazing viewers. Thank you so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you are joining from. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you're notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you so much and remain blessed. If you are joining me from Africa, Asia, Europe, America, Australia, or any part of the world, I thank you very much for your contribution. Please, each time you watch my video, go to the comment section and put down your comments. That is
what is your defense, or what is the reasons why you held or you hold the view that a certain region of the country has more right to become Nigeria's president than any other region of the country?
This is one of the things I say, all of you are living in denial. You say you want one country, and those of us who made the constitution in order to get everybody inclusive, those who thought they cannot catch up with the rest of the country if they have independence, particularly the North. I am a living witness. This thing I've been doing before you were born, and those who are talking now. It is because of this inclusiveness we put federal character in the Constitution, which the military government abrogated under the new Constitution now. And it was because the northern region at that time, led by Saudana, feared that they cannot cope with the rest of the country. They said they are not ready for independence. That is why we had our independence in installment. The East and the West had their independence in 1957. We have to wait for the northern region to get their own 1959 before we could get our independence in 1960. All these are on record. And in order to show that we won't cheat you, we make sure that, however, the way we distribute government functionary and all that, you will be included, and we make sure that every region is not cheated. That was what led to zoning. That was why when they knew that Abiola won the election and there was trouble in the country, they want to persuade the western region, the Yoruba people, by bringing Obasanjo in. Although we rejected him because the ministers have no right to give us who to represent us. That was why I voted for him. I voted against him. So in an attempt to pacify us, they bring in Shoneko, thinking that the moment you that was saying, no, we must choose our leader. Then when there was going to be an election now in 1999, they said, all right, because in order to pacify the West, all the political parties chose their candidate from the Southwest. It's on record. Then Obasanjo had 8 years. When he left, he went to the North. Yadua came in. Unfortunately, he couldn't complete his seat. Jonathan had to complete. And after he died, Jonathan came in from the South. Then he returned to the North again. Now, Jonathan did 5 years. Buhari had done 8 years. It's come back to the South. If you come back to the South, is it fair? Is it inclusive? Does it make for unity? For those who have had the share of being president in the South, to have it again? After Obasanjo has done 8 years, Oshiba, you have done vice president 8 years, Jonathan has done 5 years. The South is not in the country. It's not part of Nigeria. And you want peace. It's a question of principle. It's a question of morality. It's a question of being inclusive in everything we do. If you want peace, you must have equity. Is it equitable?
We unfortunately need
and when the people now say they want to go, say no.
Time, sir. Chief Ayo Adebanjo, the national...
Nyesom Wike, thank you very much for joining us.
It's my pleasure to be here.
Right, well, let's get your take first off on the recent happenings on the political scene. You know, meetings in Port Harcourt, meetings in London. Of course, these meetings with your principal, Peter Obi. He's had a meeting with Wike, not the first, not even the second time. What exactly is this latest meeting about? What are your thoughts on it?
Interestingly, let me say that Governor Nyesom Wike has become a very strategic bride for two reasons. River State is one of the highest in terms of voter number. And then number two, which is very important for listeners to note, is that amongst the 36 governors, Wike stands out as one of those who have done or performed the best. So PDP will need him to add color and credibility to their campaign. APC will need him to add color and credibility to their campaign. But I think that there is a question mark on the conscience of Wike. Wike is bordered by the fact that rather than think of a new order, the PDP went the way of gerontocracy. And instead of perhaps palliating him by going with him as the vice presidential candidate of the PDP, they lost that opportunity. And so Wike is saying, I couldn't have done so well in River State and leave Nigeria to hazards and guesses and conjectures. I'd rather check the cards and make the best decisions. And I think that the reason Wike hasn't decided whether to go with either of the two big parties is because tied to his conscience is ensuring that what he has done in River State is done in the Nigerian project.
Yeah, but he's also meeting with the Labour Party.
No, I'm coming there. That's why Wike has met with Peter Obi.
Right.
And that's why Wike again and Peter Obi, including the former President Obasanjo, have met in London. And I'll tell you why. For Obasanjo and those who are supporting the candidacy of former Governor Peter Obi, what is at the core is that whatever they've done with Nigeria, in law there's something we call the dying man's declaration. It comes to a point where you want to remedy whatever wrongs you have made. And so Obasanjo and those who are supporting the candidacy of Peter Obi are interested in fixing Nigeria, are interested in ensuring that the sweltering harmattan that is calling for a new nation is etched not only in the hearts of men, but across the geopolitical zones. And Wike is strategic to that. That is why Peter Obi would meet with Wike as much as it's necessary. And I tell you, I'm not a clairvoyant, but I'm sure that sooner rather than later, Wike will join the obedient team because we will fix our country, we will take back our country, and we'll turn Nigeria into a huge construction site, like Wike has done in River State.
We'll wait to see. But he's been courted by everyone, and some will wonder and question and have said, what is Wike's electoral value beyond River State? And you look at the numbers don't lie, they say. In 2015, we saw, for instance, the PDP garnering 1 million plus votes. And in 2019, we saw that number drop to below 500 for the PDP. So yeah, what is the electoral value of Wike that is being courted by everyone?
Strategically, he's called Mr. Projects. Strategically, River State is at the heart of the Niger Delta and the South-South. It's very strategic. And then, whether we like it or not, because he has done well in terms of projects, Nigerians are calling for a new order. That's why he's strategic. Now, if he stands with Peter Obi, like I told a friend today, Wike is a question mark on our collective conscience. Wike is a question mark on his own conscience. And Wike is a question mark on the conscience of the political class. Let me tell you why I say so. Yeah. Wike wants to ensure that whoever he supports in 2023 wins the election. But at the core of that calculation is what the Nigerian people want. That's why he is definitely going to come with us in the obedient group. He's going to join the project Take Back Nigeria. He's going to join the project Rescue Nigeria, because Peter Obi is going to turn Nigeria into a huge construction site.
What are the guarantees for a man that is being courted by everyone, the beautiful strategic bridal, as you describe him? Yeah. What are the guarantees that he's going to be on the obedient team, like you say, and remain with the obedient team?
He wants a new Nigeria. His cry, he has said that several times. At the PDP primaries, he talked about the need for a new tendency in governance.
Is that the guarantee you have?
And we all want a new Nigeria, and that's a guarantee. It's about hope, it's about faith, it's about confidence in the tendencies and the expectations of the Nigerian people. I've told people that the reason the beard movement is monstrous is because it is not necessarily about an individual, it's about zeitgeist, the spirit of the time. We must take back our country for good. And Wike has that tendency. He has done that in River State, and Obi is not going to let him be. Obasanjo won't let him be. The Billion Group won't let him be. He will come join us to fix our country.
When you say take back our country, when you see the theater where all of this is playing out, it's still the same old order. We're still calling the same names that have been there since Nigeria gained independence. Really, how much has really changed? And take Nigeria exactly from who and hand over to who?
A new tendency from spendthrifts in government to frugality, from indecorous leadership to decorum in leadership, from waste to what we call a regime that wouldn't give shishi but spend Nigeria's money on Nigerian people.
But it almost sounds like deja vu. I mean,
no, it's
pre-2015.
We have an example.
We had
it happened in Anambra State. Let me give you a practical instance. I know where you're coming from, and I'll put it this way. In 23 years, we've had two Siamese twins, if you like, the PDP and the APC. And that's why you would ask these questions. Now, between those two parties, you have 70 months of ASU strike. Between those two parties, you have comatose power supply. Between those two parties, you have economic somersaults and poverty. Now, Nigerians are saying, and that's why I said, it's a call for a new order, that after 23 years, we must take back our country for good.
It's interesting because your principal has twice been a party member of one of those Siamese twins you talk about.
Right. Let me say clearly, he was a governor. When he was a governor for the 2 terms, he was an APGA governor. And then he had a small stint with the PDP like I had with the APC. And then it comes to a point where you say, never ever again. Like the popular cliche, enough is enough. And then when the PDP primary was heavily monetized, he said, no way. And some of us, when the APC primaries gave the ticket to, permit me use the word, a gerontocrat, we said, no, the time for a new tendency in leadership is now. And that's the spirit of the time. That's zeitgeist. And that's what Obi epitomizes. And that is why the Nigerian people are saying that together with the dirty ticket, we are passionately, profusely, and unequivocally obedient and useful. That's how we're going into 2023.
Right. Thank you very much, Chris Nwokobia, Dr. Chris Nwokobia, for joining us on Newsnight tonight. Let's hope in time we will come up with that, politics of ideology, of real issues that can be long-lasting.
That's where we are.
Thank you.
Really grabbed that ticket. But before even the contest started, he left the PDP. What do you think transpired? Was he frustrated out? Do you think he read the handwriting and saw this, or he felt he could push his mandate to using other platform?
You see, I told you about the attitude of most Nigerians towards the Igbo man. And that is the truth. No matter how even as they're watching me now.
No, it may not be the truth. It's just the opinion.
No, I'm coming. I'm coming.
It's the opinion, not the truth.
I'm coming. It's the truth.
Opinion is different from the truth.
As they're watching me now, they say, why is Dan saying this? But in their heart of heart, they know it is true. I repeat it. The Igbo man is the most hated person in Nigeria. For no reason. Somebody told me one day, I'm coming back to your question. I said, they don't allow people to come. They don't allow people to do business in their places. You run away because you can't compete with them. That nobody builds a house. I went to and took a CFO and gave the man, I give you this, go and prepare the deed, let me sign. Go and build there. I say he doesn't want. You will not build it. Because you don't believe in the people. They don't drive you away from business because you cannot compete. Now,
share with you, I had on Monday on this program a practical resource person, and he said within the PDP, the North has been shortchanged since 1999. Basis of calculation server from 1999. 4 presidential tickets going to the South and 2 to the North. That if you talk of merit, if you talk about zoning, if you talk about justice within PDP, then the North has been shortchanged.
See, everybody will put an argument to justify whatever position he has taken. We are talking about power. President Jonathan becoming president was circumstantial. So he finished that tenure and came back. It was deliberate that President Obasanjo became president. President Babangida, Abdul Salam, they looked at the owners of Nigeria, looked at the situation then in Nigeria and said, look, who is that unifier? Who is that person that is not tribalistic? Who is that person that will do things as it is? They went and brought President Obasanjo from prison. They moved his prison uniform with the number and put Agbada on him. Nigeria has elected him president. The Southwest never voted for him. So when people come here and make arguments meant for the gutter, I laugh. Igbos don't have votes. Igbos don't have this. Igbos don't have... Those are haters of Igbo because they believe that did Obasanjo get votes from Southwest before Nigerians made him president, because the circumstances of that time dictated that Obasanjo must be president. What are those circumstances? Abiola won an election, it was taken away from him. I was in Hope 93. I was one of the closest guys. In fact, that was where I met Tinubu for the first time. So
thank you so much for your patience to watch from the beginning to the end. I hope you have learned something from the video you have just watched. The video you have just watched is to bring information to your doorstep and for educational purpose. It is not to demonize anybody. Let us watch continuously and see who can be able to make a sense out of every nonsense we are seeing. We must continue. We move. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what they say. They will kill us. We will kill them. At the end of the day, Biafra is here. Thank you for watching. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please kindly subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell so that you're notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you, and remember this. Bye-bye. See you again.